Well, hello and welcome to another video of this series. So in this video we'll be editing the budget entries in our recycler view, and to edit the entries we'll be using a bottom sheet layout to open up the dialog to edit the budget entry. So we need to go to the reports adapter first, because we need to handle the click listener. So scroll down and let's make an interface for click listener. So interface my on click listener, and this will have a function on click and will pass position of type int, and that's it. Now scroll up to the constructor of this class. Will have a variable of type this interface listener of type my on click listener, and inside this my view holder class will initialize the init block, and inside that we'll write item budget binding dot root dot set on long click listener. Then we need to have position, so position equals to adapter position, then listener dot on click, and we'll pass this position here, and we just need to return true. That's it. Now we need to go to the UI class, which is reports fragment. So go to reports fragment, and we need to implement that interface that we have created. So reports adapter dot on my on click listener, and here will be overriding that method, that function that we created, and in here we'll have a reference to the current item. So current budget item equals to reports adapter dot differ dot current list, and we'll pass this position that we got from the interface. Then we'll have a reference to the bottom sheet layout as well, and I have added the layout file. If you will go to the GitHub repository, you'll find this update budget bottom sheet .xml file. So let's create the update budget fragment for that bottom sheet layout. So in the UI package, not in the UI, actually this will be a fragment. So in the fragments package, we'll create a new Kotlin file or class, and we'll name it update budget bottom sheet fragment, and we need to annotate this as at Android entry point, because we'll be using this class to update the budget, and this class will receive the current item. So we'll in the constructor of this class we'll write current budget item of type budget, import the budget, and inside the class, first of all we'll have two functions. One is on create view, which will initialize the bottom sheet layout on the screen, and one is on view created, which will be using to deal with once the bottom sheet layout is initialized, is in the memory of the Android OS. So let's create those two functions. So one is on create view. So just override that function. Okay, I forgot that this class is it needs to inherit from bottom sheet dialog fragment, and then it will be able to override these two functions, which is on create view. And in here we need to use instead of this line, we need to return inflator dot inflate r dot layout. We need to import the r dot layout dot update budget bottom sheet container and false. That's it. And yeah, we also need to have the binding variable. So let init var binding of type update budget bottom sheet binding. And yeah, and also we'll also create a variable for budget view model. So budget view model of type budget view model by view models, and import that class. Yeah, and now we need to override another function, which is, let me make a room. The another function is on view created, and inside this function, after the super method, we'll write binding equals to update budget binding dot bind, and we'll pass the view. That's it. Now we'll use the budget view model to get the data and update the data. So we are we are getting the data from this current budget item. So let's set the data of the current item in the fields of this bottom sheet. So we'll use binding dot update amount dot set text, and we'll write current item dot amount dot toString. Then binding dot update purpose dot set text, and we write current item dot purpose, and this is already a string, and we will be updating the budget entry on the on click listener of the button. So binding dot update budget entry dot set on click listener, and in here we'll have two variables. So updated amount equals to binding dot update amount dot text dot toString. Then val updated purpose equals to binding dot update purpose dot text dot toString. Now we'll need to create a function inside our database, which is budget DAO. We need to create a function to update the data. So let's create one function. This will be a suspend function. So suspend function update budget, and this will receive two arguments. One is amount in the form of float, and another is purpose in the form of string, and we'll also have to have ID of type integer. And we'll write a query which is update budget set amount equals to amount purpose equals to purpose, where ID equals to id. That's it. Now in the repository as well, go to budget repository. We need to create a function here, so this will be a suspend function, update budget, and this will also have this will also have amount of type float, then purpose of type string, and id of type integer. And this will be equals to budget DAO dot update budget, and we'll pass amount, purpose, and id here. That's it. We can close this budget repository, budget DAO, and now go to budget view model. In the budget view model, we'll create another function for update budget, and we'll again pass amount of type float, purpose of type string, and id of type int, equals to view model scope dot launch budget repository dot update budget, and we'll pass amount, purpose, and id here. And that's it. We can close the budget view model as well. Now here we can use that budget view model functions to update the budget. So budget view model dot update budget, and we can pass updated amount dot to float, then updated purpose dot updated purpose is already a string, so we don't need to do anything else. And we also need to pass id, so current budget item dot id, and this should be non-null. So and in here, once we are done with that, we can dismiss the bottom sheet layout. So we have to write dismiss at the end, and we can close this class as well. Now inside reports fragment, we need to have a variable for bottom sheet listener, bottom sheet layout. So bottom sheet equals to update budget bottom sheet fragment, update budget. Okay, why it's not showing up? Update budget bottom sheet fragment, and we can pass. Okay, why it's not showing up? Let's just copy paste the name, because it has a naming. Sorry. Let's refactor the name of the file, so it should be update, not udp. It should be update like this, and refactor. Okay, now it should come up. Update. Okay, why it's not? I forgot to change. I forgot to change the name here, so it's update. There we go. Oh, that was tricky. Anyway, and inside the constructor we can pass this current budget item, and we need to call dot show method on this bottom sheet variable. So bottom sheet dot show, and as the parameters we need to pass required activity. There it is, dot support fragment manager, and we can pass any tag, whatever we want, it doesn't really matter. So we'll just pass update budget like this, and we actually don't need to do anything else here. And yes, one more thing, in here, as we have this listener variable inside the reports adapter, we have to pass this as a listener in the constructor of this reports adapter instance. So yeah, we can now run our application, and let's see if the item is updating on the recycler view or not. Okay, so the application is run, and now we can go to see reports, and we can long press on any item. Suppose let's click on this long press this item, and it will open up the bottom sheet, and I can amend the amount and the purpose here. So I'll just amend the amount to £10, and I'll also change the purpose, so I'll just add amount word at the end. And I don't know why the whole button is not showing up on this emulator, because it's I checked on my phone, and it is showing up quite nicely on my phone and in other emulators as well, but I don't know. I'll check on this, and I'll come up with something in the later videos. But for now, let's click on this budget entry, and you'll see in the background the amount and the purpose of the item will be changed automatically. So there we go. So we don't need to as we are using diff utils, we don't need to tell the adapter of any change in the item. It will handle it automatically. So yeah, so this is how you can edit the item using the diff util and MVVM. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and in the next video we'll be handling deletion of the item on when we swipe the item right to left or left to right. So press the bell notification and subscribe to the channel so you get the notification whenever I post a new video. So I'll see you guys in the next video.